Hi, it's Sylvester. Now, I just made a video talking about Nicki Minaj, and this video is kind of related to that video because I've realized that I have a tendency to bend my morals in order to not be hated by people. I am, at the end of the day, a bit of a people pleaser. Now, I haven't always been a people pleaser, but I want people to like me, and I'm very, very sensitive to hate, and I am very, I just, I like a part of the reason why I started making YouTube videos to begin with is because I wanted people to like me. And so it really, really hurts when people don't like me and don't like what I believe in. And I take it very personally. And, I try not to read my comments because I am so sensitive, but sometimes I'm curious, and I also get a lot of very positive comments, and so I want to read those, but I will oftentimes end up seeing hate comments or negative comments, and those will affect me in a way that I'm not proud to admit. Like, there are so many times I've made videos solely because I wanted people to not hate me. And that's really toxic behavior, honestly. Like, it's not okay. It's problematic for me to do that. And my heart was in a good place. I maybe my heart wasn't in a good place, but like, I wanted, deep down, I made those videos just because I wanted people to like me, and that feels like a pure, genuine, sincere reason to make these videos. But the fact that I made those videos is still wrong and bad, and I want to hold myself accountable for that because I don't want to be the kind of person who bends my morals just to make people like me. There are so many examples I could give of times I've done this. Like, I defended Nicki Minaj, as I talked about in my last video, because people came at me and hated on me for talking about how I thought she was problematic. And so I made a video being like, oh, just kidding, I actually like Nicki Minaj. And that video was received very well. People were, patting me on the back for being like, good for you for liking Nicki Minaj. And it feels good to be encouraged. It feels good to have strangers on the internet tell me that I'm doing a good job and tell me that they like me and they like my opinions on things. And it's just very addictive to be patted on the back and encouraged. And so it's so much easier to make videos that I know are going to get a good reaction than it is to make a video standing up for what I believe in, knowing that it's not going to be received well. Like, I made a video defending Jake Paul in part because people responded negatively to me saying negative things about him. I made a video defending, not even defending, but like talking about Johnny Depp, and like, I did in that video take Amber Heard's side, but I was really very soft on it. Like, I was like, I totally understand where Johnny Depp was coming from, and like, like, I kept trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, and because I knew that if I just made a video saying I don't like Johnny Depp, people would come at me and people would hate me for it. And I've even sort of like not defended Donald Trump, but like, I made a video talking about Donald Trump where I was a lot nicer to him than I should have been because I was scared of the people who would come at me for hating on Donald Trump. And like, in that video, I didn't say that I liked Donald Trump, but I was like, I can see how some people might like him. And like, I was just like way, 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 way too lenient. And, or like Justin Baldoni. I've made several videos talking about the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing. And I got so much hate for standing up for Blake Lively that I made a video essentially defending Justin Baldoni. And I've since deleted that video because it's like, why did I make that video? I just made it because I wanted people to like me. I just made it because I was peer pressured into doing it by the internet, by people on the internet hating on me for having an opinion that they didn't like, and it's shitty, and I really got to stop doing that. So this is my promise to myself and to you, the viewer. I will only ever say and do things that align with my values. I am not going to defend problematic people for the sake of not being hated. I'm not going to, be like afraid to take sides because I don't want people to hate me. Like, even the video I made about Marilyn Manson, I was talking about how I believe his victims and I believe the allegations against Marilyn Manson. But in that video, I was still like weirdly nice to Marilyn Manson and like kind of defended him a little bit just because I didn't want people to hate me. And I still got a lot of hate from people who were Marilyn Manson fans because like it didn't work. My desire to not be hated didn't work. I still had an opinion that they didn't like. And so yeah, I want to be on the right side of history. I want to stand up for what I believe in. I want to not be a spineless people pleaser anymore. I want to say what I believe is right and not be the kind of person that I have been in the past. Like I regret making all of those videos where I defended people who I shouldn't have defended, or where I was kind of not super strong in my stance. Like I do have values and I do have morals and I do have opinions, strong opinions, and I am afraid of the backlash. I am afraid of being hated by people. I am afraid of internet comments. But at the end of the day, I just need to have a thicker skin, because if this is what I choose to do with my life, putting myself out there on the internet, I have to do so with integrity. Like I want to be able to talk about things that matter to me and not be scared of the backlash. And so, or even if I am scared of the backlash, do it anyways. So in case there was any question about it, these are some things that I believe. I believe in human rights. I believe that Donald Trump is basically a dictator, and I hate Donald Trump and the things that he does. I hate ICE. I think Palestine should be free. I think what Israel is doing and has done is terrible and awful. I am a feminist. I am into trans rights. I don't know. I feel like I've said a lot of this stuff before, but I don't always stand behind the things that I say, and I don't always say the things that I mean. Sometimes I do just want people to like me, and I think that that's very toxic, and so I'm going to try really hard to not do that. Anyways, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay frosty. Bye.